So the first part of this module is become entrepreneur. So what it is to become entrepreneur? First of all, we are going to give you the keys and the tools that you need to empower yourself and create habits to become an entrepreneur. This kind of thing that can be considered as a coach are very important, because what we think of ourselves is what we finally, before or later, we become. So, who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is someone that is ruled by his own rules. We have to, first of all, if we are going to be disruptive and make a successful business, we have to break with all the believing rules that are surrounding us. We have to be very optimistic with the world and know that we can change the world. We need to have a vision. Imagine how was the entrepreneur who once saw a desert and he thought that could be transformed into Las Vegas. Please promise me you are never say I can't, because if you say I can't, you are vibrating with that emotion, and then you will not able to do anything. If you really want, with anything that is around you, please say, I don't have the resources now. How can I do it? How can I implement this? Or I will work for it, or I don't feel like doing that. So if someone proposes you something, like for example, I want to go on holiday with you. You don't say I can't. You have to say, okay, I will do it. Let's find a way to do it. An entrepreneur is someone very experimental. We don't know how to do things, so that's why we never say I can't. We always try to focus and find the ways to reach our goals and our dreams. Do you know how many times Edison tried to make these lamps and bubbles to make lighting? Thousands and thousands of failures, like it was not working, but he was experimental and he tried once and again. It's very important when you are an entrepreneur. You have to make your brain work with focused on the thing that you want to achieve. So how can we achieve this? With formation, with academics, learning, just learning by doing. So if you don't have any idea, but your dream is to reach something in life, you have to really work for it and read a lot of books, watch a lot of documentaries and videos, be surrounded by people that know how to do it, and experiment with the tools and so on. So we have to invest time, money, and effort in learning. There's a very nice book to read that it's called 7 Habits for Highly Effective People, and those are like rules to follow if you want to be an entrepreneur. Be proactive. Don't wait anyone to tell you what to do. You have to be all the time thinking what to do once and again. Begin with the end in mind and put first things first. We will learn how to organize ourselves in time management and so on. Think we win. We always win from any situation. So that's why we have to be optimistic at the same time, because we can never feel depressed because we don't reach our goals. First understood, then be understood. First understand, then be understood. We analyze the world and then we learn how to communicate. We will do that in this module. Synergies. You have to work with the people, with the team, and then support your soul. Keep on working and working and working. So we as entrepreneurs, we see every problem in the world as an opportunity. If you think you have to, when you become an entrepreneur, you have to look inside and outside. You have to look inside to your passions. That's why you created those mind maps with all the cartographies, emotional cartographies. You found already your talents and what you are focused on. You have to invest all your time and energy and all your life in something that really fills you up, that you don't care if no one pays you, because you are doing what you are meant for. You are here in this world for something, and it's something that you really enjoy doing, that you don't mind to spend hours and hours. You have to transform that thing into your living. And don't worry, right now we have all the tools to do that, and we are in a world that gives all the opportunities. And if you can solve a problem, then you can make a business from that, because you are going to help. And if you give someone your help, then the universe is going to give you a reward with money, because it's our exchange money, but also because you feel fulfilled, right? So don't look at problems as problems, but as opportunities, as challenges. Don't be afraid of not doing things right. Just do it. That's the success. Don't. It was like I wasn't looking for answers. I was looking for an absence of fear. So this is the main thing when becoming an entrepreneur: attitude. And the last thing that it's very, very important is to be surrounded by people. In our academic system, we are a lot of time grown up and taught to be alone, and you cannot cheat in an exam and look what the other is doing. You cannot ask for advice. But that's not true in the real life. In the real life, you have to be surrounded by people that knows everything that you need to become a better professional, a better person. So be surrounded by people and don't be afraid to ask, make things work, and make synergies. Now we are going to talk a little bit about time management. It's very important to manage with time when we are entrepreneurs, because no one is telling us what to do and when to do it. And the important thing is like, even if you work for someone, you have to choose if you want to be working for hours or you want to be working for results. When we focus into results, we become more effective, and that's the thing that we are going to show you how to do it. So, first of all, never say I do not have time. Never, because it's the same. If you say that, you vibrate without emotion. So if someone invites you to the cinema or to do something, never say I do not have time, because that's not true. Maybe you don't know how to manage time, and you don't know how to manage priorities, but we are going to solve that. So, how to really be efficient in life? Make list of everything. Right now, after this lecture, take a paper and make a list of all the tasks that are there in your brain, like for personal, emotion, professional. If you want to take the car to the garage, if you want to go on holiday, if you want to call your mama, everything. Make a big list, right, with everything. Then we will choose what to do with that. When you make the list, we are going to organize which ones are important to be a better person and to grow in all the fields in our life, and which ones are not efficient. For example, if you have a window broken, maybe you decide to do it right now, and you say tomorrow you put when exactly you are going to do that task. Or if you can assume that, okay, that window is going to stay broken because it's not important, or I don't need that room, or whatever. We have to deal first with time thieves, I call it. And the first one, when we are working, make the list and we will do something with that. Time thieves that you have to be aware of. Procrastination. That means that, for example, you have something important to do for your business, but watching the revising the email is more important, or just 5 minutes I will send a message through Facebook, and then you do things that are not important, but you feel that you are occupied and you are doing something, but you are not focused on the important things. Second, dispersion. That means that, for example, you have to work and you feel you're thirsty, and then you stand up and you go, you drink water, and then that makes a lot of you're not concentrated anymore. That's if you have to maintain what I call a happy hour. That means that you have to, for example, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, you have to work very focused on something, and with no dispersion, not interruption, and not procrastination. You have to work in the most important thing that you settle as important to grow in your business. The third time thief is interruptions, like if someone comes and starts speaking with you, or a phone call. You know how many times we look at the phone? Like, there's an average of 220 times per day. How can we concentrate on something and with that thing? And if you are working with people, maybe you can solve that with a code, using earphones, for example. And when you are wearing your earphones, no one can interrupt you. Or you say, my happy hour is from 10 to 12, so please, no one interrupts me there, even if the world is going to finish. Or maybe you can take a piece of paper, red and red, one red and one green, and if it's green, it's okay, you can talk with people. If it's red, it's a code, so no one can interrupt you. Transportation. When we are living in big cities, we lose a lot of time in transportation. What do? For example, if I'm going to be in a meeting very early in the morning, or give a lecture, a class or something, I try to go there very early, before all the traffic jam starts. And then I'm there in the university 1 hour before, but it's 1 hour I can be working. Also, my car is I call it the moving university, because when I'm driving, I'm all the time hearing podcasts from the subjects I'm interested in. So I'm learning, and it's very important to be all the time learning, as I told you. And the meetings, like, it's better you never put a meeting very early in the morning, because it's going to be very long. Put the meetings around 12 or 1 p.m. so it's going to finish before lunch, because everyone is hungry. Try to make a list of what you are going to talk in that. Don't work in the meetings, you just organize the work, and then you work after the meetings, okay? And also, when you have a lot of things to do, leave some empty gaps in the agenda, so you don't feel like you are stressed because maybe a meeting lasted more than it was supposed to be. And then, like the Tetris, if the piece is not well done, then everything is a disaster, because you are late in everything and you feel stressed, and your emotion with the time is like, I don't have time. But if you have a lot of tasks in your task list, you can organize that you will have little time for every task. You can assign it, and in those gaps in between meetings, or in between hours of work or classes or lectures or whatever you are doing, you can feel it like just answering emails or making small tasks, so you feel that everything is fluent. And the agenda is very important to organize the agenda. I use Google Calendar. You can use whatever you need, but you need to free your mind and make room for for your work, to focus on your work. You need room. So I recommend you to put everything you have to do in the agenda. 5 things. All meetings and deadlines, and reminders. If you, for example, if you send an email and someone tells you, I will be back to you, I will answer you in 1 week, you can make a code. I use color codes, so for the important things and where I meet with someone, I put some colors, and then I add some tasks in yellow that can be moved, right? So they're not that important, but in green and blue and red, it's like you cannot move that because you have a meeting with someone, and that's a compromise. You can also put what is important every day. So the main task, the rock, the thing that you are going to focus on in your work. So to make your business grow, this main task, you can put it first in the agenda every day. And if you complete that task, you feel that you are working for your business, okay? With all your task list, you can organize them in terms with this Eisenhower matrix that is very well known. You can organize it in urgent or important. If it's urgent, if it's important, then do it right now, but try to don't put anything in that first square. Then if it's important and not urgent, number 2 is where you have to more deal with it, because it's the important things, and you have to spend time and not do that in a hurry. And then you have to not important, not urgent, number 3, that you should delegate to others if you want to be efficient. And number 4, if they are not important and they are not urgent, eliminate from the list, okay? Then, the third part of this module is quite dense. So, how to deal with money? First of all, we are going to talk about myths and short relationship with money. We think that the money is a big burden that is something that we have to care, and in a way that's true, because if we don't have money, we cannot think clearly in anything. It's the same with health. If you have a toothache, you cannot think clearly and you cannot think in anything but your toothache. So it's something we have to work on, so we have freedom to deal with our main task, because our money is organized and it's controlled. I love this sentence. I have a fantastic relationship with money. I use it to buy my freedom. Is what I'm telling you. Because if the people that say that I don't care about money, it's like if you tell a friend, I don't care about you. I mean, if money is not important for you, you tell to your friend, you are not important for me, or to your couple, and what is he going to do? He's going to leave you and abandon you. It's the same with money, because it's our energies, they are like this, and our unconsciousness. So you have to have a fantastic relationship with money. You have to assume that if you are giving the best to the world and you are giving value to the world, the universe is in balance and is going to reward you with money, because is our change currency. So we have to really focus on the good things in money. And as this is taking a little bit long, I'm going to be very fast in here. How to improve your economy. I'm not an economist, but it's important that you have the truth about your economic situation. There are a lot of people that don't care. It's just like they don't know how much they win every day. They don't know how much they pay for the car, how much they pay for insurance. This is a task that you have to know. That sit down and make in 1 month how much do you spend in average for example in transportation, eating, and the electricity, buying books, everything. Because we need to know our expenses, and we have to find a balance, right? So first of all, we have to know the difference between assets and liabilities, and and incomes and outcomes. Assets is something that gives money to you. For example, if you publish a book, every month or every time you sell a book, you have a little percentage, so you, without doing anything, you can be sleeping, and it is something that gives you money. And then liability is something that takes money from you. For example, if you buy a car, you know you're going to spend more money in oil and reparations and so on. So we have to invest in something that gives us money and keep a balance. A budget, you should make a simple budget of the different things that are in your life, and I recommend you to take those percentages. Take just 50% of the money you earn for the living, like to pay your house and the car and all the expenses you have. Then invest 10% for learning, like courses, seminars, books, and so on. 10% for luxury, that means going on holidays, a luxury, or going to the cinema, buying some clothes. 10% for savings. You have to save 10% of what you're earning, and another 10% for reinvesting in your business, and the rest 10% you should have it just in case drawer. Okay, it's not savings, but it's the just in case that you never touch. Just in case means that, for example, if you are working right now for a third person and one day you want to quit your job and you need 1 year to think about what you're going to do the rest of your life, or you can say bye to your boss forever, or if you have an illness and something, you have that money. Okay, and control your expenses, so you don't have to know a lot of economy, but make a very simple Excel to do that. Okay, that's all for this video.